Movember Nuke.
Hello my dear artist, today it is the number 18 for the Movember Nuke. Today we are talking about the Idistort, so maybe you already use this node, but I want to show you some nice trick about this node. So the Idistort use the luminance to distort element. Just explain this fastly. We have for example a noise. I will just apply the noise, the alpha for example, in the forward hue, and I will use in the Idistort the forward as distort parameter, and I will play with the scale. As you see, more I play with the scale, more the element go on the left. Why? The value of the white will determine what happened to the pixel. But unfortunately, everything is positive. That means you go only in one direction. One direction for the U and one direction for the V. That means one direction on the x-axis and one direction for the y-axis. To change this, you can, for example, play a bit with the noise. The noise could be on the red channel. And you can decide to create a second one that just touch the green channel. For example, in our case, you have now two values, one on the red, another one on the green, and each one can take a part of the forward. For forward U and forward V. If I take a look now, as you see now, the distortion is not only on the U, it's on the V. That means there is now a distortion on the x-axis and in the y-axis. But you always on a kind of positive value. Now I will show you another trick. You can play to just determine another direction. In our case, I will just play a bit with a noise. I will duplicate them, and now on the color I will just create a minus white. That will be the case for the red channel and a -1 for the color in the green channel. I will play a bit with the size and the Z. The Z is the evolution of the noise, and I will do the same for the green. So now I have something without any positive value, but there is a lot of negative value. And I will add this value with a merge axis. You can choose the over, you can choose the plus. Maybe I will explain something about the premote if you want in the next episode. So now the Idistort become more interesting because everything will be moved on the x-axis minus or negative and positive value, and same way for the y. So that became very more interesting about the distortion. And that's pretty cool because now, for example, if I decide to create something pretty simple, just add a nose, just create a shape like this. Yeah, that's not so crazy, but for example now, if I blur a bit, you can create some cool shape for cloud, smoke, and everything will be distorted in a very cool way, especially for the edges. You can play a lot with this system. For example, if you decide to create fake it shadow or highlight, I just will paint any color on this, for example something like that. And if I play, as you see, I'm able to create a very nice shaped. I can play with color, for example. I will add a bit of blue. More brighter, it will be easier. Yeah, like this. as you see, everything will be distort and will take a very nice aspect. But now, how could you use this? Not only with a noise, but for example, if you want to use a photo is always positive, but you can, for example, decide to play with a grade to create variation between a minus in the black and positive on the white. I just play a bit with a black point just to have now a kind of minus and negative and positive value. And if I try to distort this time, I just put my checkerboard. So as you see, you have only positive value, but with a grade you have now positive and negative value. So you have now a distortion in the both direction, and that's pretty cool too, because like that you can use, for example, flame and use it as distortion or refraction. So that's all, folks, about the Idistort. I'm sure I've not learned a lot of things for you, because I'm sure you already use this trick, but we never know. I hope that will be useful for you, and don't forget, this is a Movember, so if you go on my webpage you will be able to give a donation for the men's health, and that's pretty important. Thank you and see you soon.